What's up? Thanks for clicking on the video. My name is David Pendleton, and we're going to cover Grunberg Slopes Hole 5, which is a par 3 shootout currently located on tour number 8. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this video because it's a very simple approach once you see how I go about it. So, all I'm going to say is I play this hole the same way every single time, regardless of the wind angle or wind strength. So the first thing I do is I apply max backspin, and then I apply some side spin up to 1 bar, depending on the wind angle. Okay, that's really it. And then I look for my setup spot, which I'm going to show you. Now, I do know there are a couple different ways to play this hole. So for example, you could use the front fairway island and hop over the sand towards the pin. That shot is really most effective when it comes to some tailwinds, okay? You could also use the right-hand fairway island and bounce over the sand towards the hole, and that's only really effective in one type of crosswind. So, I'm not here to debate with you what way is the best way to play. What I am here to show you is if you play it the way that I play it, you're going to win a whole lot of games, and you're going to come very close to the hole-in-one on most shots, which is what we're trying to do when we're playing one-on-one play, is just get closer to our opponent and use one method. And I'm going to show you just one method. Here's the only thing you need to remember on this hole. If your wind is 6.5 miles per hour or lower, you're going to play the wind 1 for 1, meaning if you have 5.7 mile per hour wind, you will pull your rings 5.7 rings. Anything 6.6 and over, you're going to play max distance at 30% elevation. Now, I know you're going to be saying, like, isn't the elevation the same? Yes, the elevation is elevation. So, for example, the tee is located where it's at, and you're shooting downwards towards the hole. The reason that I add elevation, depending on wind strength, is because we need to account for all the extra wind. So, and what I don't want to do is I don't want to offset a lot of shots, because then it comes down to a guessing game and playing a whole lot of games to know exactly where to land. So all we do is change the elevation, which makes us pull more rings. So it's just a manipulation that you can use for yourself rather than having to offset to get your ball to land exactly where you want it to land. And I'm going to show you in 5 replays this works. 4.2 miles per hour. Like I said, step 1, max backspin. I'll apply a little bit of side spin. The side spin is going to go opposite of the wind. So from here, the wind is flickering just barely from right to left. We're going to apply a half a bar of side spin to the right to counter effect the wind, okay? And then when I apply my max backspin and my side spin, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my ball guideline to come down the top of the green hill, slanted down towards the pin. That's what your ball guideline needs to look like. Once you find that, it's time to pull and it's time to shoot. This here is 4.2 ring pull because the wind is under the 6.6. So I'm going to show you easy wind, and then I'll show you much harder wind at the end of the video. But only 5 replays, and you're going to see how consistent this shot is. Okay, so that one was tailwind. This one is headwind. Again, the wind is blowing from left to right this time, so you see me apply about half a bar of side spin to the left to counter effect that. I just move my target until I find that nice ball guideline slope down towards the pin. Then it's time to pull, 4.6 rings. Perfect ball. And you see this ball rolls smoothly every time, comes in and lands pretty parallel with the hole, and you're always very close. So this one is a little bit different. This one is going to be straight up crosswind with just a bit of headwind, but not a whole lot. Same thing, max backspin, half a bar of side spin to the right this time. Remember, I'm always applying that side spin opposite of the wind. And those first 3 shots are all played 1-to-1, and you see them all coming in very nicely towards the cup. Okay? So now let's happen in some harder wind. 7.3 mile per hour headwind mixed with crosswind. So because the wind is higher, you see me use more side spin. And on top of that, I don't normally put my notebook app on here on my replays just because I don't want to take up a lot of room on the screen. But notice I have the elevation set at 30%. This is 30% at max distance on my club. This is going to be a 9.3 ring pull in only 7.3 mile per hour wind. But it just goes to show you here that with the manipulation on the higher wind at 30%, you're going to see we basically get the same result as if the wind was extremely low. Everything's coming in at good speed right at the pin. .2 mile per hour, more tailwind here, mixed with a little bit of crosswind. Same thing. Find that spot where the ball guideline slopes down towards the hole. This will be pulled at 30% elevation. You can see here that even with that big of a ring pull, I still end up a little bit right of the pin, but normally when the wind is this high, as you can see, the opponent says, wow. You get it that close and that high a wind, you're definitely going to win way more times than you lose. And overall, that's the point of playing one-on-one play. You don't have to win every single hole. It's not realistic, but it is realistic to win 70 to 80% of your games as long as you have the right strategy. I hope you found the video helpful. I hope if you're not a subscriber that you do become one. That would be awesome. Please hit the thumbs up if you like this video and share my page with your clan. And you guys can all learn tour number 8 together and rack up clan points. And then we'll move on to tour number 9 and tour number 10 at another time. Thanks for watching.